Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Boon of Wireless Podcast. I'm Jon Horovitz, founder and president of Atrium Unlimited Consulting, coming to you as always high above the streets in northern New Jersey at ANJ Media. Yes, New Jersey. We found that we're not the only state with horrible attractions. In a recent study, it was determined that some of the fun spots are in Texas, where the National Museum of Funeral History is. Next time that you're in Houston, and I quote, "Satisfy your morbid curiosities." The National Museum of Funeral History Museum features 16 permanent exhibits that will teach you about the history of cremation, embalming, coffins, caskets, hearses, and other funeral essentials. Pricing is just $10 for adult. Kids under 5 are free, so bring the whole family. And if you find yourself in Iowa, don't miss the future birthplace of Captain James T. Kirk in Riverside. Yes, I think we all remember who Captain James Kirk was. And I quote again, "You know your town is in trouble when its only significance is that it's the birthplace of a fictional character." Trekkies can locate, and I quote, "the future birthplace of James T. Kirk," and the marker says born March 22nd, 2228. And of course, our home state of New Jersey. What more can we say about Atlantic City? In the 1920s, AC was a booming town filled with luxurious hotels, nightclubs, and restaurants. Today, on Atlantic City's boardwalk, you'll find a miniature Las Vegas filled with tacky casinos, cheap souvenir shops, terrible hotels, and a polluted ocean to boot. On top of that, there's limited public transportation. Good old Atlantic City, according to some, saw its heyday in the 1920s, 100 years ago. Andrew, behind the glass, how are you?
I'm doing well, John.
I think that is a very unfair characteristic of, or description, I should say, of Atlantic City.
I agree.
My mother grew up there, and as a young child, we would go there on the boardwalk, and I actually had to wear a jacket and tie when I was a little tyke. But Atlantic City's not that bad. Anyway, let's talk about what hasn't disappointed for almost 30 years. Consumer Cellular. Andrew, have you heard about their new service as an MVNO Enabler, introducing Enabler IQ, an MVNO operation for the 21st century, with expanded strategic collaborations and partnerships with Amdocs have accelerated AI-driven NVNE capabilities. So leave all the back stuff to the pros. With Enabler IQ, you can easily streamline MVNO onboarding, automate your operations, and have full supply chain capabilities. Also, comprehensive business reporting, plus advanced AI to deliver a personalized customer experience. So visit enableriq.com or email the team at info@enableriq.com and learn more about setting up your own MVNO with Consumer Cellular's NVNE offering. Okay, my guest today is making a return appearance after appearing on the Boon of Wireless Podcast 15 months ago. Ewa Campbell is the co-founder of MVNO Nation based in the United Kingdom and has led the charge in growing MVNO Nation into a multiple continent phenomena with a huge presence in Europe, Africa, and now the United States. MVNO Nation held its first ever United States event in Miami Beach in May of this year and made an immediate impact to the MVNO ecosystem with a sold-out show attracting the major carriers, MVNOs, and vendors. MVNO Nation returned to Cape Town, South Africa, and has a new venue in Spain this November in Alicante. Can't wait to return to Spain. It was a great time, and I'm sure it's going to be even better this year. So please join me in welcoming back to the broadcast, Ewa Campbell. Ewa, how are you?
I'm really good, John. Thank you. Thanks for having me again. It's really good to be back.
Well, I think we need to have people like you on a regular basis that are so entrenched in the MVNO world and are doing such great things based on the shows that I've been to and based on all the content that you put out there for the MVNOs. So, yeah, let's just jump into it. As I said, this May, you completed your first event ever in the United States in Miami Beach. The reviews are in. Everything was positive. I know for myself, it was a wonderful experience. Why don't you give our listeners and viewers a recap and your thoughts on what made the show in Miami so successful?
Miami was a huge success for us. I was blown away by the energy in the room. But so made it so successful, I would say, was the quality of people in the room. We had top decision makers from MVNOs, operators, vendors, all coming together to have open, meaningful conversations and planning how we can drive the industry forward together. The feedback we received around collaboration and deals done on site was phenomenal. So definitely came down to who was in there, who was in the room. Plus, hosting the event in Miami Beach was very special. I think everyone loved the city. Everyone loved the chance to mix business with some fun. So that definitely made a big difference.
And it looks like you'll be coming back to the United States next year.
Absolutely. We're coming back next April to meet with all of you again.
Fantastic. Looking forward to it. What were some of the key learnings and observations for you and your team after being in the U.S. for the first time?
I think there were quite a few. So, differentiation to start. The standing out is everything in the region, whether it's niche plans, digital experiences, new business models. I think differentiation is the number one focus for sure. We also saw a big push into B2B, which was quite interesting. And then also tech. So technology came up again and again. Topics like eSIM, AI, automation, making that customer journey smoother is one of the key areas right now. And also my favorite, celebrity MVNOs. We have been talking about this theme for a long time at our events as well, but it's really big in the US especially. We all know about Mint Mobile and its success. But we also had Rockstar Wireless at the event, talking about how they're growing the brand. Rockstar is a music producer and Grammy winner from LA. And there's Trump Mobile. Mr. Beast is talking about launching their own MVNO. I just think it really shows how much attention and potential there is in the MVNO space right now. But these themes came out as kind of key areas of focus in the US right now.
It was incredible to see the mix of people that were there internationally. I had thought that when we started talking about this a year or two ago that it would be mostly a United States-based event with people, but I was really surprised and very happy to see the amount of people that did commit to come from all over the world at the event.
I think that's two sides to it. So there is interest in the US market from in Europe and also in Africa. So there have been loads of questions around when we go into the US in person. And what I found really interesting at the same time is openness coming from the US companies around learning what others are doing and how they innovate and how they're scaling outside of the US market. So it was really good to have that mix on site to have the next level conversations.
Now that MVNO Nation is truly a global success, do you see expanding to any other regions around the world in the future?
Asia and Latin America are very interesting markets for us, and we're already having conversations around how we can play a role there. But that's really around running those in-person events there potentially, where we have this kind of ongoing presence and ongoing conversations with those regions already. But we'll see what these conversations bring.
So now you have events in Spain, the United States, and Africa. How are the issues facing the MVNOs across the globe the same?
There are definitely common themes. Topics like digitalization, eSIM, partnerships, customer experience are hot topics everywhere. But each region has its own challenges. In Africa, for example, it's about financial inclusion and infrastructure. In Europe, it's regulation, it's value-added services. In the US, it's about market maturity, scale, differentiation. So while the themes overlap, the conversations and priorities are different. And that's what makes these events so valuable and relevant. We focus on regional priorities, regional challenges, and we bring the kind of regional community together, partners from outside who can power up the growth in those regions.
It's interesting. My consulting company, Atrium Unlimited Consulting, the plug. We get calls a lot recently about people that are currently operating in Europe that want to bring their brand to the United States. And it's interesting because they see the United States. You mentioned that the maturity of our market, but there's new MVNOs popping up every week. And now we're seeing people outside of the U.S. want to bring their brand here. And I would have to say kudos that this is probably due to MVNO Nation with your events and your communications and your trainings and webinars and all that. So we're going to give you credit for that. You want to comment or not?
Thank you, John. Yes, definitely. There's a lot of market there's a lot of interest in the US market. We've been hearing about in the last years, specifically during our conversations. But like you said, we don't only do events, we also have the publishing side of the business where we share the latest opportunities on scaling, collaboration globally. We do online events, focus groups, webinars, ebooks, white papers. There's so much out there that we're trying to different ways where we're trying to bring the global community together and collaborate throughout the year, not only when they have the chance to meet in person, but yes, definitely there's an interest in the US market, not only coming from Europe, but also from Africa.
All right, let's talk about your upcoming event in Alicante, Spain. It is literally a month away. Looking forward, as I said earlier, to be there again and meet with your team, which is always a pleasure, collaborate with the attendees and the vendors and everybody else. Alicante, Spain, November 5th through the 7th. Why the change from last year?
Well, the event is growing, so we needed a bigger venue that can welcome more attendees. But more importantly, we wanted to offer better networking. So we wanted a space where business talks and personal connections can happen naturally. And I think we found just the right spot for it.
I understand that this year there'll be a more social feel to the event with regards to networking and other things. Please tell us what you're planning with some competitive events such as golf and tennis and that kind of stuff.
Business happens in sessions and networking at events. But the feedback that we've been getting is that business is also happening in those relaxed moments when people connect on a human level. So this has been our priority at our events. And we think the new venue will really help us enable this and take it to the next level. So this year we're introducing social activities like tennis, paddle, mini golf, private meetups, golf as well, and other opportunities for informal networking. And through that, what we're trying to do is to make it easier for people to build trust and form those new partnerships, not just swap business cards. So the venue is beautiful. John, I really can't wait for you to see it. On the one side, we have mountains. On the other side, we have the sea. It's surrounded by 2 golf courses. It's a beautiful setting. The resort is on its own, far away from anywhere else. So we all will be together. We're going to have mornings together for networking, the event, and evenings, afternoons and evenings as well. So we really think that's going to kind of enable taking businesses to the next level for this extra time.
Excellent. They say that most business is done on the golf course. So that's a great thing. And if you can meet or exceed what you did last year in Valencia, this is going to be one for the ages. So yeah, we're really looking forward to coming over. The agenda again looks to be packed with key executives and thought leaders in the MVNO space. Is there a general theme to this year's event?
The theme is growth and transformation. So how MVNOs can evolve their businesses to stay competitive and to deliver more value. Diving into the latest trends in digitalization, customer engagement, AI, and many more. But the goal is to help MVNOs not just to deal with today's challenges, but to set themselves up for success in years to come. Yes, we have more than 60 expert speakers coming from around the world. There will be more than 45 sessions across all 3 days. So lots of insights, lots of practical tools for attendees to take away.
So personally, what are your expectations?
I hope the same magic we saw in Miami and in our previous editions. So people coming together, sharing openly, having the best time, and leaving with both inspiration and new business opportunities. But for Alicante specifically, I expect the new venue and the new social program to make this event even more impactful.
On a personal note, I am still extremely proud to be MVNO Nation's United States ambassador. I think you've added one or two, but I think I was the first, so I'll always have that going. Also, to be named for the second year in a row a judge for the second annual MVNO Global Awards. That'll take place, I guess, on the final night. But I know you have another announcement for my listeners and viewers of the Boon of Wireless podcast. What's going on?
I do, John. Thank you. I am pleased to share that the Boon of Wireless podcast is now MVNO Nation's official podcast partner, and we will give the listeners a closer look at the latest trends and people shaping the MVNO industry. So we are very excited to be working more closely with you, John, and your wonderful team. And yeah, thank you for the opportunity.
Well, thank you. That'll be on my resume immediately. The worldwide podcast partner. Wow. Who knew? All right. Well, thank you, Eva. Again, we're looking forward to coming over with our team and seeing our friends here from the U.S. and all over the world. And I have to say that the networking is one of the reasons that we decided to start coming to your event, and it's paid off in spades for us as far as new business for our company. And I know that many companies out there, whether you're exhibiting or sponsoring, I don't think anybody comes away not getting new business for their company, whether it's a large company, whether it's a small company like ours, or somewhere in between. So congratulations to you folks again, and really looking forward in a month to getting the band back together, as they say.
Thank you, John. Look forward to welcoming you to Alicante as well. Can't wait.
Well, Eva, fantastic. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know that 30 days till this event is going to fly by, and the work and effort that you and your team put in is evident when we arrive at the show. Andrew, you know what I love about doing the Boon of Wireless podcast?
What, John?
Consumer Cellular. Yes, Consumer Cellular. Are you a retailer, affinity group, or influencer with a loyal following? Consumer Cellular recently announced that they are now an NVNE, or enabler, in the mobile virtual network space, introducing Enabler IQ. Personally speaking, I've dealt with a lot of enablers, and some clients have felt frustrated or intimidated by the entire process. With Enabler IQ, Consumer Cellular has nearly 30 years of experience, and over 4 million of their customers get access to fast and reliable 5G and LTE networks. So leave all the back-end stuff to the pros. Enabler IQ provides full supply chain capabilities, comprehensive back-end operations, and business reporting, plus advanced AI capabilities to streamline MVNO onboarding, automate operations, and deliver a personal experience. Please visit enableriq.com or email the team at info@enableriq.com and learn more about setting up your own MVNO with Consumer Cellular's NVNE offering. So if you want to take a look at what MVNO Nation is doing, simply go to MVNONation.com. If you haven't registered for the show yet, I'm not sure if we can sneak you in, but we'll welcome you. All right, so that is going to wrap up another edition of the Boon of Wireless. Ewa Campbell, MVNO Nation, thank you. And as always, we'll see you next time. Do you want to be a guest on the Boon of Wireless podcast? Give us a call at 908-THE-BOON. Yes, 908-843-2666.